Welcome back. In this video again, this one relates back to actually two newsletters that I wrote for my Substack, Know When to the Ball. It's about the power of frequency in trading. And it was such an important topic that I wrote two newsletters about this. So I'll put both of the links in the description. It's a topic that if you want to transition from a retail trading environment to a professional trader style and mindset, you're going to need to get your head around the power of frequency. And a lot of people that operate in the retail space, a lot of the educators that operate in the retail space, have frankly never worked in a professional environment. So that they don't understand really what it takes and what professional traders are looking at. And that's why they teach them very retail-oriented methods. So generally that retail-oriented method means very low frequency, trading once a day, twice a day maybe, a couple of times a week, looking for setups like that, looking to pick tops and bottoms and swing trades and all that kind of stuff. Anything that's very low frequency tends to be more of, in terms of a trading perspective rather than an investment perspective, of course, tends to be what I would consider more of a retail-oriented environment. The flip side of that is there's for very high specialized hedge fund trader types, they can sometimes choose a more lower frequency style, picking off certain bits of alpha, but that's really not what most retail traders are doing. They're looking for directional setups. And very low frequency, as I say, is a retail type of environment. Professionals will go for high frequency. I want to explain a couple of reasons why in this video, but again, I expand on this topic in the newsletters. Excuse me. So with frequency, well, obviously we're trying to trade many times, potentially dozens of times a day, even as individuals. Obviously, the HFT level and hedge fund level who are trading high frequency, they're trading hundreds, thousands of times a day. As individuals, we can still trade dozens of times a day. What are some key advantages of that? Well, one of them is that our P&L per trade is a lot smaller. And that the benefit of that is it's getting us off the roller coaster of big swings in our P&L. And particularly retail traders, you don't really have the capacity with your fund account size to really be chucking around the sums that some retail traders are. So we get off the roller coaster by having P&L swings which are much smaller. Each individual trade is not necessarily substantially important for our yearly P&L, even for our daily P&L, because it's one of dozens we're going to do today, one of hundreds we're going to do this month, one of thousands this year. So if you have a losing trade, it's going to be a small amount, and that also has the benefit psychologically of helping you, that if you have a loss or even a couple of losses in a row, it's not psychologically as damaging because it's not financially as damaging. So getting off that roller coaster is really important. Now, for retail traders, they love making predictions. I've often said one of the biggest fallacies in trading, promoted by a lot of retail and sell-siders, is that trading is about prediction. Are we going up? Are we going down? Frequency trading is not about prediction. It's just in and out very quickly. The trades are very short term. A lot of retail traders are enticed into this idea of prediction. They get on the prediction train. And it is a horrible roller coaster, and it is very hard to be successful over the long run doing that. Now, as soon as you mention trading with high frequency, retail traders, one of the first things that comes back is, commissions. I pay lots of commissions doing that. Well, I can tell you that probably all the most successful traders in the world are also the people paying high commissions. When you get into a professional mindset, you get into the mindset of trading a lot. And of course, you're only trading a lot if you're trading successfully. And if you're trading successfully, even with commissions, you're still a successful trader. So that's something to bear in mind. Get out of that retail mindset. One other point that I'll make in this video is the learning process. The more times you do something, the more ability you have to learn from it. If I trade once a day, then I'm only getting one opportunity to learn from my mistakes. On that one occasion, I might be trading 2-3 times a day, 10 times, 15 times a week. Now, when I started trading, I was a market maker of Japanese equity warrants. I was trading around 200 times a day, 1,000 times a week, roughly 1,000 trades a week. That's more than many retail traders will do in a whole year. If you're trading 2 or 3 times a day, you probably won't do 1,000 trades in a year. So I'm doing in 1 week what an average retail trader does in 1 year. which means in my first year of trading, I've essentially got 50 years worth of retail trading experience in my first year. Think about how many opportunities I had to learn. So when I look at the fact that of all the lessons that I had to learn very quickly, but when I think about those opportunities I had to learn, was because I had more of them. The more times you do something, the more you have to learn. So that's another powerful aspect of frequency. If you're trading once or twice a day, your learning curve is going to be very, very long. If you're trading more frequency, and again, with the Norden method, I'm teaching people how to analyze what they're doing so they're able to learn very straight away from a loss-making trade, what went wrong, how can I correct that. And if you're doing that dozens of times a day, that process of correcting mistakes dozens of times a day, you can reach a much better point quicker, potentially, than someone who's making 1 or 2 trades a day. So the benefits of the power of frequency in trading are significant and varied. Again, I talk about this in more detail in the newsletter, so please again have a look at them and have a look at this topic and think about it with a new light. Don't think about frequency in terms of commissions. Think about all the opportunities it gives and the many advantages. There's a reason why professional traders choose methods with higher frequency, and as I said, that's what I'm trying to get across for you to help to transition to a better style. Also recognize out there who's a retail trader and who's a professional. I've often said, as a professional, I can tell who's a pro and who's not. And one of them is, what style of trading are they doing? Are they talking about setups where you're, trading once or twice a day and picking tops and bottoms? That's a very retail-oriented environment.